A Good Citizen Story. The Gardener of the Living City. The gardener's calling began with family, heart, and land, then widened toward a city and county longing for clear truth, shared responsibility, and compassion strong enough to become practical service. The soil needed care, roots needed room, neighbors needed a way to take part, and many people had yet to see what could grow there. He got a little land in the city, so he knelt, placed his hand on the earth, and he prayed, "Creator of all life, teach me how to serve this place." Then he quieted his mind and listened. In that stillness, the answer rose within him: begin with love, tend what has been entrusted to you. He learned to trust that the Creator was already at work, even when the work began humbly and provision was still unfolding. He learned to act from faith, trusting that small acts of love could become steady service. He began at home. He cared for his wife and children, tended soil, tools, water, fences, roots, relationships, and his own spirit. He learned that service began with the people entrusted closest to him, and that love had to be practiced in daily patience, provision, forgiveness, and care. He began to recognize the divine life within himself as one branch of the living vine, rooted in the Creator and joined to all creation. He learned to let go of resentment, allowing the vine's living waters to flow through him and wash them from the window panes of his heart, so the Creator's love and light could shine more brightly. As he did, he began to recognize that same love and light in family, neighbors, colleagues, customers, public officials, staff, and strangers. As he grew, people asked for help with computers, records, websites, communications, and local systems. So he tended those as well. In gardens and offices alike, he listened first, found the root of the trouble, restored what could be restored, made confusing things clearer, and strengthened what needed support. He learned to stand upright in love, honoring the dignity and freedom flowing through each branch of the living vine, speaking truth clearly, offering help faithfully, and allowing others to choose. His little property became full of food-bearing plants, but the need around him reached far beyond one fence. So he learned to propagate, package, sell plants at local farmers' markets, and ship them across the country, helping households grow food security, resilience, and living abundance where they were. When civic concerns arose, he followed each thread through the proper channel: city, county, province, or federal office, wherever responsibility truly lived. He met residents, businesses, councilors, public officials, staff, and service groups. He studied reports, attended meetings, wrote letters, traced patterns, and built practical solutions. In this work, he learned to offer truth as a seed. A seed must be planted in season. So he spoke with courage and gentleness, offering truth when hearts were able to receive it, and living it before demanding it. As a programmer, he had learned to understand systems, human cognition, and the hidden logic behind visible problems. Where others saw isolated complaints, he often saw connected data points, needs, causes, trade-offs, incentives, constraints, and openings for repair. So he carried the same work outward. He interviewed people seeking municipal, provincial, and federal office, and convened conversations with leading scientists and engineers around the world, drawing together knowledge about energy, resources, food, infrastructure, manufacturing, and the long transition ahead. He also learned discernment. As a branch of the living vine, he knew he was worthy of divine insight, and he learned to test every message by its fruit. If a message led toward fear, pride, control, contempt, or division, he let it pass. If it led toward love and light, humble courage, respect for free will, care for creation, and service to the divine life within all, he received it with gratitude and walked deeper into love. Through that synthesis, he saw both the gap and the path. Many public promises were built around what people hoped the future would provide, while the scientists and engineers were pointing to the limits of the energy, materials, food systems, infrastructure, and manufacturing capacity communities actually had to work with. He saw that good policy had to be grounded in reality, what the future could reasonably support, what local people could build and maintain, and what forms of life would remain viable as surplus energy declined. His letters and advocacy had tangible effects. Across different levels of government, he saw ideas he had raised become part of public conversations, policy changes, investigations, funding directions, and new ways of doing things. Yet the largest gap remained deeper than any single program. Communities were still being pushed toward cramming people into ever smaller units, while the good future called for people to have enough land to provide for their needs, to grow food, firewood, families, and businesses. He saw that the path began by blessing the now, recognizing the good already present, strengthening what was already working, and cultivating with love the living seeds of the future already growing among the people. The 2026-2030 term could lay the groundwork, rebuilding social cohesion, strengthening neighborhood participation, preparing local food and service capacity, and helping people learn to work together before the deeper global tests of the 2030s. But a change that large needed more than private service and outside advocacy. It needed someone courageous enough to help change direction from the mayor's chair, with a voice for Owen Sound at Grey County Council, where land, housing, services, and regional provision are shaped. Then, when his mind grew still, the call became clear. You have been of much service. Now it is time to step up and be of public service. So he accepted the call with humility and courage, ready to keep serving among the people, and to help tend the whole city from the mayor's chair and the county table. From that calling, the campaign took shape around three living pillars: transparency, clear truth in public life, so trust can grow; participation, every person invited to offer their gifts, so the whole city can share the work of care; compassion, dignity, patience, and kindness in disagreement, so healing remains possible. Participation also needed a practical shape. People can care best for neighbors they actually know. A village of about 300 people is small enough for a local leader to listen, notice needs, connect helpers, and keep trust alive. 10 such villages form a neighborhood of about 3,000 people, large enough to share tools and organize projects, yet small enough to remain human. Now that he is an official candidate for mayor, he is calling for a 7 neighborhood councilor slate before nominations close, one councilor rooted in each neighborhood, working with local village leaders as a neighborhood council. This lets more needs be solved close to home with speed, trust, and care, while City Hall focuses staff time on the work that truly belongs there. Stronger neighborhood participation can help keep taxes lower, give residents more voice, and help people get things done. If you know a good neighbor who could serve, encourage them to run. If you can help your own block, village, or neighborhood listen and organize, consider stepping forward. He offers a simple promise: practical skill and compassionate service belong together, so people can receive clear help, steady care, and a city where everyone can belong, participate, and live with dignity. The goal is service, a living city within a living county, where Owen Sound and Grey County can feed themselves, provide for their people, reconnect thousands with the soil, and shine as a light for the world. A place where home ownership and food production become accessible again, where people become rooted in place, skilled in practical care, ready to serve one another, and able to live with dignity. And all who see that vision can say, that is the kind of place where I want to live.